Christine, an only child of her parents, is presently in the eye of the storm. She had experienced 2 rape incidents, the first of which was in her first year in the university and perpetrated by someone she just broke up with, and the second by her own drunken father less than a year later under spurious circumstances. Christine became an emotional wreck. She felt betrayed by the man she loved most.
Please, forgive me, daughter.
Get out of my room! Get out!
Following the event with her father, Christine seldom came home from school. She would visit only in his absence. She was not successful at this all the time, so it was not too long before her mother noticed her strained relationship with her father.
And you left your room TV on.
What? Christine! Come back here now! Come back here! What is happening here? What insolence is this? Your father is talking to you and walking away?
Mommy, school.
Over the years, her resolve concerning the opposite sex had taken deep root in her. She sees nothing appealing in any man and erodes every opportunity for a relationship with her.
See, the only person that have the authority to ask me out is Christine.
Dakbo, one of her industrial training colleagues, is the latest one.
Would you want to explain that?
You know what I mean, of course.
Please, can you get me those 5 potent and this to work with it? Okay.
In spite of all the shoulders she was giving him, Dakwa was persistent and gentlemanly.
Oh, let me help you.
Excuse me, I don't need your help.
What? I only just want to help you now.
And guess what in return?
Nothing.
Recently, Christine became sick at work and had to be helped to the hospital by Dakbo and Habibat, her closest friend at work.
You're having a very high fever. Let's go to the clinic.
Please. Be careful, eh?
Sorry, eh?
Dakbo's interest in Christine was clear to all his colleagues, as he was willing to pay her a visit at her parents. Immediately, he heard about her discharge from the hospital. He never cared about Christine's attitude towards him.
It's like a normal thing to me. I don't understand what he's talking about.
Well, you have been discharged 20 minutes ago. My parents came to
That's good.
But it's not good enough.
Then what?
I think there is another issue.
Issues like
Mom put something about surgery in the future.
Surgery?
That I don't really understand.
Oh, what kind of surgery?
For girl, at least she's well for now.
And thank God that's the day is Friday. She'll be able to rest properly and resume work on Monday.
You are right. You are right. But do anyone know her parents' names? Her address?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yeah.
That's good. Thank you. Please, can you just help me with this?
Unfortunately, Dapo's interests and good deeds were not sufficient to sway Christine's interest.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please, how can I help you?
I'm here to see Christina.
Christy, please, who are you?
My name is Dapo.
Dapo.
Yes. The person that assisted me taking her to the doctor.
Okay, you're the young man. Please, welcome.
His post-hospitalization visit was rebuffed
My dear.
blatantly.
There's one of your colleagues here to see you. He said his name is Dapo.
What's he doing here?
He's here to see you, of course. Didn't you say he's one of he's the one that escorted to the hospital the other time?
Yes, of course, Mommy, I did, but I didn't ask for his help. Please let him leave. I don't want to see him.
Christy!
At this point, Christine's mom started taking note of her daughter's awkward behavior.
My dear,
Yes, ma'am.
listen, she just came in.
Dapo left disappointedly.
You told her is that?
Yes, I did.
Alright.
The next Monday was a cold and rainy day. Christine never showed up in the office. Dapo was subject of jokes due to this.
Why is he shaking his watch by the minute?
Don't mind him. He's missing the one that does not care about him.
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Oh yes.
It's not fair. Leave him alone. She ought to have been at work by now. It's past 10 already.
As it turned out, the weather was not the reason Christine was away from work. She was instead back to the hospital for surgery.
This is very serious.
But till next month. Next month. God, you must help me do something, please. God, help me. I lose my only child. I can't.
You want me to kill myself? Huh?
God, please do something. Do something.
Mommy, Daddy, we'll see what we can do about this matter.
What more? We still need up to ₦1 million. God will bless you. Whatever you can bring.
Although he is just an industrial attaché like Christine, Dapo was able to gather over half of the total sum needed for the surgery. While this was a source of joy to Christine's mother, to Christine, she wants nothing of such.
That's your friend brought 750,000 naira.
Mommy, what friend?
The young man that escorted you to the hospital the other day.
Mommy, don't collect that money.
Her excuse is that Dapo wants something ulterior in return.
He wants something. What does he want?
He wants to date me.
He wants to date you? What is the problem?
After much pressure from her mom, Christine finally divulged what she had bottled up over the years, the double rape incidents from people she had loved. Christine's mother has been in shock since the revelation, and her marriage is currently in disarray. Habibat is Christine's closest friend and confidant amongst her colleagues. She is at a loss regarding the next course of action for her beloved friend.
Hello. The decisions you make or fail to make have a positive or negative impact on you and society at large.
So start making decisions today, especially the right ones.
My name is Rachel Biogene, and as you can see, I'm not alone on set. I'm going to be doing this with someone else.
Abigail Unotaro is my name, and today we have a very interesting topic before us. Divided. You want to wonder what it's about. that's divided. Is it the nation? Is it the family? Is it an individual? You find out more about this. But meanwhile, we'll go on a short break and we'll be back to discuss this with 2 seasoned guests.
Welcome back. Sitting right beside me is Mrs. Elo Egunyenga. She is the CEO of DG Global Concept. It's an organization that talks about that deals with issues that affect teenagers. She's also the convener of the annual conference, Let's Talk About Sex. Welcome, ma. We're talking about rape, not sex.
All interrelated.
On my close left is Pastor Ikeshuku Oluara, Pastor Living Faith Church, Jedo, Delta State. Sir, you're welcome.
Thank you so very much. Good evening, viewers.
Rape is getting, like, it's becoming almost like a normal thing. You see on newspapers and someone has been raped somewhere or someone is raping somewhere. I had a statistic that shocked me. It said 92%, or 92 women rather, get raped every day in India. I don't know how that works. I don't know how, but it was really alarming. And then the one that shocked me more is that in the US, 75% of people that get raped, they say they know these people. That means an acquaintance, and in fact it has been termed acquaintance rape. That's raped by someone you know, and it just leads us to say trust. Somehow trust has been broken. So how do we know who to trust? How do we know who to trust? It's just what I want you to talk about, Mr. Queen.
Knowing whom to trust, that question on his own self is tricky. Why do I say it's tricky? Because you cannot answer it with certainty that these are the steps to follow to know whom to trust. And it has no guarantee at all. If I am to trust you, for instance, both of us are in a relationship and I have to trust you, whether sexual relationship or family relationship, what kind of relationship whatsoever, and I have to trust you, I'm putting myself in harm's way, believing that you won't choose the harm's way. So on his own, it's even a risk for me to say I want to trust someone. But putting it aside totally to say I don't want to trust anybody is even a bigger risk. So that I say is kind of it looks simple, it looks straightforward, but on its own it's tricky. But there are some parameters you can actually look at to know whom to trust. For instance, I can't just meet you today and I'm telling you everything about my life. And even with time, you'd have proved yourself over time. Trust is a two-way thing. For me to trust you, you have to trust me. For you to trust me, I have to trust you. So I will call it reciprocity. There's something you might have done that will gain my trust. There's something you might have done that will gain me your own trust.
So
it is a give. I give you, you give me relationship. So it's a two-way thing. So you cannot really say there are some steps to follow. You do this, you do that. So if you can do this and do that, okay, I can start trusting you. Because it's daisy. Okay. This trusting, we have lack of trust in the family, lack of trust in society, lack of trust everywhere. And if you even look at it deeply, is the major cause of the most problems that we're facing today.
So one parameter you would say is give it time.
I'm telling you, with time, come out. With time, the true nature of that person will come out.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Okay, we've also noticed that this rape issue is on the increase in the home. Okay, you talked about trust in the family. So I want to know, sir, please, what can be done? Is it that, why is it increasing? Is it that the safeguard of the home is down? Is it that the family structure is breaking out? What can be done about it?
Okay, first and foremost, I would want to say that before such a thing is being experienced in the home, it's actually a result of depravity of the mind. First and foremost, there is one thing we have to take note of. It is not just enough for us to give birth to children, but to know how to parent them effectively. First and foremost, I'd like us to understand that parents in this generation are failing. That's just the truth. Now, when we talk about the issue of rape, one thing leads to the other. Now, when a father rapes a child, or a mother rapes a son, you will get to understand that something has been feeding them with this information over time. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. It is not something that happens sporadically or suddenly. No. It is something that has been first and foremost nurtured in the mind over a long period of time before you see it being expressed. So what we have to look into is what kind of friends are our parents keeping outside the home. That's a question we have to really look into. And then secondly, you see some of our daughters in the house at home believe that because he is my father, I can do anything in the house. I can dress anyhow in the house. I can wear bomb shorts. I can wear skimpy skirts. In as much as that is not wrong. But you should take note that the mind always interprets whatever it sees. Are you getting it? So when we talk about rape in the home, there are parameters we have to really strictly check on if we must cut down on these particular experiences we have in the home.
Okay, as a way of a highlight, what are these parameters in short words?
I think if I should have a pastor Kista, if I should include and suggest something to what he's trying to say. If you look at what is happening in our world today, the influence of the media is becoming a big issue. Even if you don't have the mind to, you just pick up your phone and the next thing you see on your phone, if it's internet enabled, is porn. So they are not so exposed to pornography and all manner of things. And because we are relating to home, is not just only father to son, father to daughters, or mother to son. Nowadays, we now have cousins sleeping with themselves, raping. We now have elder ones raping their younger ones. We now have uncles raping their nieces. We now have aunties assaulting their nephews. All of things are happening.
Okay, so what
in the home today. What? So social media, the media have a role to play. And Pastor Kester just talked about something of the mind, the protection of the mind. When the mind is not fully emotionally balanced, there's going to be an issue, definitely.
So if I've drawn something for what you've said, what two of you said is similar, is what you see. What you see, you interpret.
Definitely.
So you should be mindful of what you see.
Definitely.
Okay.
That you have with all diligence.
Definitely.
So we're going back to garden and heart with all diligence.
Yeah.
As scriptures want us
That
to
is
do.
it. Because for me, it's bring the issues of life.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we need to guide our heart. Then how do we guide our hearts? The things you see, the things you see, the things you see, the things you hear, things around you reflects how you behave. So you see this animal tendency. Every man, this issue of rape is not just he's God.
I think we'll leave that
He
for
just
now.
got
Let's go ahead. Okay. Now that's living before rape. Now what safeguards can we put in place to make sure parents, children rather, are free to tell their parents anything without the fear of feeling judged? I want both of you to talk about it very shortly. Like, so anything happens to me, I can tell my mom, I can tell my dad.
I like us to understand that before you would be able, we rightly talked on trust before now. You know, trust its end because of a consistent track record of someone's positive behavior towards you.
Yeah, that's true.
You earn that trust. Now, you don't just wake up one morning and you want your daughter to confide in you. No. You start from childhood. You build friendship. You are not this tyrant. You are not this bully at home. You understand? Even when they were in KG, primary schools, they get, when you get home, you are not this kind of a father that when you get home, your wife wants to run into the kitchen, the children run into the room, and they just take their hideout and all that. No. Just build that relationship from childhood over time. And you get to find out that when they return from school in KG, in primary school, Daddy, this was what we did in school today. Mommy, this was what we did in school today. You interact with them. You are not just an adult, you are not just a father. You try to step into their world, understand who they are, and then intermingle with them. Okay. That alone, once you do this over time, they would be able, when they're even grown, when they have some challenges, they will see you as my role model. This is my mentor. This is someone who can counsel me. Okay. I think
that's actually a lot already. So,
what do you think about absentee parents? Because these days now, the drive for money, I must make it, and they will tell you that we are doing it for the children.
So like the society is not helping. So
we are doing it for the children. Okay, even now they're talking about recession everywhere. For us that are children of God, no, that is not an issue to us. But we now see that parents, mothers and fathers are now far away from home. They should not be left under the care of minders nannies, and the rest of them. You don't even know what's happening. You are out of the home for your children wakes up. Before you return, they're already asleep. So they don't even know who their parents are. They know that this is my dad, this is my mom. They provide for our school fees and one and that thing. But that is all. They don't even see you to want to talk to you and everything. So how can you not build that kind of relationship and friendship with your children when you're not even there with them in the first place? This is an issue that we have in most homes today. When we're talking about parents failing, it's not that they don't know what they're supposed to do, it's that they don't create time to be with their young children.
So how do you create time when you are a stay away parent, as it were, when you don't work at home?
The solution here is, Bible told us in Philippians 4:4 precisely, let your moderation be known to all men. I think what most parents should try to work at here is to strike a balance.
What is most important?
Parenting is sacrificial.
Is that work?
It is work. You can't give birth to your child and expect me to train that child for you. No. What we are saying here today is we give birth to children and we then expect the society, we expect our teachers, forgetting the fact that the foundational values of life are inculcated in the home. So when you fail to create that time for your children, believe you me, the failure has started already.
I'm telling you.
It has started already.
Well, we also noticed that some topics are, it's easier to talk about some topics with the father than it is with the mother. Okay, Ma, this question, this is for you. Okay, what should be the proximity? How close should be the daughter and the mother? Because I think it's, for instance, talk about pride, stuff, first boyfriend and all of those things, it's closer with the mother than with the father in the general case. So what should be the closeness?
Yeah, if we go by statistics, what you're saying is right. Mothers and daughters relationship seems to be closer than daughters and father relationship, but that is not a cut-out factor, as in a yardstick. Because there are some moms you see that the daughters are more closer to their fathers and sons are more closer to their mom. So the issue here is there's no bad way about it. Just that we don't have some deprived fathers. So he's my father. So my father should be the most closest person to me and the trusted and safest person I can actually tell anything to. But this same father that I've not looked at, in short, I tell fathers, please let your daughter be your daughter's first boyfriend. And I tell mother, please be your son's first girlfriend. If it is like that, they will go out into the society and become so better, and even in their own homes. So it's not a bad thing if a father is close to the daughter. It's not a bad thing if a mother is close to the son. Just that we now have, because of this issue we're talking about now, we now have mothers not actually raping their sons, because it's very difficult for you to rape your son. Talking about rape, abusing your son, it's very difficult. The only thing you can do to your son, maybe because he's a small boy, because the mother is maybe you want to assault the child by all this kind of, sexual assault to that particular child. But for a father to rape the daughter is easy because the physical strength is there. You get what I'm trying to say. So the issue here is, watch out if your father is a drunk. And that one is wrong, because that's what happened in the movie that we just watched now. If your father is a drunk, and Pastor Kester said something of, who are those that are father's parents? Friends, your parents' friends, who are those around them? Because if you tend to stay a longer time with me, there is this chance that I'm going to influence you. Without you know, you start doing the things I am doing, even if you don't want to. So by it will not tell you that no, I want my life to go a certain way. I don't want to follow the way of daddy or the way of mommy. So I should mind what I should do in their presence. You know that is a bad thing if I am a daughter in the house and I wear a bomb shot. I'm in my bedroom. You know that is a bad thing. But because of what is happening now, we should safeguard ourselves. The one thing I think will help a lot in kind of reducing this menace in our society, this issue of rape in homes, people that are acquitted to us, is one, we should mind our closeness. They should send a boundary.
That's the word.
But actually have to go on a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about how not to get raped. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere.
About that, from when the child starts growing, how familiar should we be with the changes of the child? Please talk about that.
Even like other deeper issues on rape, just go to our YouTube page and you could always check up on that. So let's not let's help Abiba. She needs help her friend and every other Abiba's outside. How do you not get raped?
A Catholic priest made a particular assertion, and what he said was, give me the first 5 years of a child and I'll make that child a Catholic forever.
Them right from when they are very young, we go a long way.
Okay.
Because a child that has been educated sexually, you will find it difficult to want to rape that particular child.
Yeah.
Because when you are going the wrong way, you know that you are giving her.
Welcome back. Okay, we've been talking about trust in the home, the relationship that should exist in the home, and then safeguards to guard the relationship in the home, and then the issue of rape. Okay, our guests have highlighted things like the brevity of the mind, what you see, and setting boundaries between the father and mother, and just the relationship, setting boundaries. Okay, we'll continue now with this other discussion. Okay, sir, do you have grown-ups, and do you have grown-ups given birth?
Yes, I have a child.
Okay, how old?
He's he's getting to his 5th month.
Okay.
And a boy.
I'm quite sure you have children in church. You're a pastor, so you have to many baby children.
And then you're a counselor.
Definitely.
So definitely you have more than you think you have.
Many spiritual
Of course.
children.
Okay, from when the child starts growing, how familiar should we be with the changes of the child? Please talk about that.
Okay, one thing that I always advocate, and I tell a lot of persons who care to listen, is whatever challenges we are confronted with by time, there is always a way out of it. Now, when a child is growing up, you try as much as possible as a parent, as a father, as a mother, give them that warm atmosphere where love can be bred. You understand? Give them that attention, give them that acceptance. I think I had a case. I spoke with a lady, and then while just speaking with her, this lady busted into tears. And one thing I found out was she has been abused and molested times and over again because the parents never cared. Now the truth is, everyone at one point in time or the other needs a shoulder to lean on, and then lay some complaints, need some advices and all that. I think our parents should be able. Being a father or being a mother is not just giving birth to a child. It goes way beyond that.
Bringing up your child. I have seen parents failing because they're trying to bring up children these days the way they were being brought up many years ago. This is a new age that we're in now. A lot of things are happening now. When we were back then as children, there are things we don't even know, as even as teenagers, that even the 3-year-old boy now and old 3-year-old girl now knows. Why? Because we are now in information age, not back then that things were there. So they want to, if you want to use the same method that you used to, our parents and grandparents used to bring us up there, to bring up this particular age up, you're going to be having crisis in the home.
I think I will not
You're going to be having crisis, big crisis in the home. So to minimize.
No home, thinking all this.